What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another very exciting episode right here on the MIgardener channel. I hope you all are going to enjoy this one because in today's video, we're going to be talking about the ever so popular question of, Luke, why are my jalapenos turning black or purple? And what can I do to get them to turn red? Is there anything wrong with my plants at all? And if so, what's wrong? So that's what we're going to be talking about because we have a lot of people asking that question, and I just so happen to have some jalapenos that are turning a blackish purple, and so I thought I'd bring you guys along for this video. Now, here in Michigan, rarely do we care what color our peppers are because usually we have to harvest them when they're like light green to a dark green because we don't have a long enough season and the nights get too cool and damp to let our peppers fully ripen to the color that they're supposed to, yellow, red, orange, whatever. So we don't really care what color our peppers are. But when I saw this question starting to come up very frequently, and I saw a couple of our peppers had this going on, I did some research so I could answer this question because I thought it was a fun topic and I thought it was one to bring up and to talk about because it does puzzle a lot of people, and it did puzzle me the more I thought about it. So what we're going to talk about today are the possible reasons why your jalapenos could be turning black or purple. The first reason is because of a phosphorus deficiency. Now, plants like peppers, they use a lot of phosphorus throughout the fruiting and flowering portion of their life. Now, when they're growing, they use a lot of nitrogen. Any plant that's growing uses a lot of nitrogen to produce foliage. But when it comes to flowering and fruiting, they actually switch to phosphorus. Now, a phosphorus deficiency usually will show up with things like tomatoes in the leaves. However, in pepper plants, what you'll notice is that it actually shows up on the stems and the fruits. Now the stems will have a kind of a darker purple color to them as well as the fruits. With things like tomatoes, you'll have more of like a burgundy red color in the leaves, but you won't see it in the stems or the fruits. And so it's something to consider that if you haven't fertilized in a little while, that it could be because the pepper plants are putting on a ton of fruit, that there's a phosphorus deficiency. Now, that is not our case because we just got done fertilizing not even a month ago. We were really hoping to get a second flush of peppers after we harvested our first flush, and we actually did. We got a really good harvest of peppers coming on. So we just fertilized. And so I know that it's not a phosphorus deficiency. And so I thought, okay, what else could it be? Because, you know, it might be more than one reason. And sure enough, there were multiple reasons. The next cause is that they're actually ripening. Some jalapenos will go from a green to a purple to a red. I didn't know this. I didn't know this because, again, I rarely see any of our peppers turn red. And so many peppers will go from a green to a red. Other peppers, like a bell pepper, might go from a green to a yellow to a red, or green, orange, red. They transition between about 3 different colors. And that could be what this pepper is going through, is that it goes from a green to a purple to a red, or it could even go from a green to a purple to a brown to a red. The 4 color changing peppers are more rare, they are more unique, but that can happen, and it just is based on the genetics. Some peppers, like I said, will literally go from green to red. And so those are actually what they call stoplight peppers. Stoplight peppers are, they'll either go from green, they'll go from green to red or green, yellow, red. And so that's just kind of the nickname that the plant world has given those types of peppers. Now, another reason is because it's getting cold. And that's probably the most likely reason for us. Now, when peppers, they undergo some cold weather changes, really dramatic cold weather changes where it goes from like 90 down to like 50, the peppers will actually start to change color. And for whatever reason, they do that. Now, it's not going to affect the flavor, but they will not turn completely red. If it's because of cold weather, they will stay kind of stained like this. And it's because the part that is actually kept warm is going to be kept green. The part that is exposed to the cold, like really cold weather, almost like high 30s, low 40s, will turn a blackish purple. And that's actually probably what happened to this pepper because you'll notice that the underside is green, and I'll bring you guys in close. The top, which was exposed to the cold weather, is purple. Here's another one here, same exact thing. Check this out, this is really wild. So the underside is green where it was protected by the foliage, and the top that was exposed is black. Really, really cool. Check it out. So you'll notice here, there's a little streak of green where there was a stem, and then there's all this where there's foliage, but everything on top is a beautiful purplish black. And as you get to the other side, it's green again. So this is where there was some foliage protecting it. This pepper was completely covered by foliage. There was absolutely nothing that was touching. And as you'll notice, there's no purple. Then on this smaller pepper here, it was at the very top of the plant. You'll see here, foliage came around and protected it. See that? Check that out. Hopefully you can see that really well. And then there's purple on top where it was exposed to cold weather. So those are the different reasons why your pepper plant could be producing purple or black jalapenos. Now, the very interesting thing to note is that it only affects jalapenos. It doesn't affect things like bell peppers or pepperoncinis. It doesn't affect them. It only affects jalapenos. So genetically, whatever is going on is either weather dependent, or it is ripening in the ripening process, or it's a phosphorus deficiency. But I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you learned something new. I really do hope that if you're growing jalapenos, that this answered your question. Try growing a pepperoncini. I'll tell you what, they are our #1 favorite pepper. They're worth growing. So, all right, I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you learned something new. And as always, this is Luke from the MIgardener channel with a mouthful reminding you to grow big or go home. I'll catch you all later. See ya. Bye. That is a good pepper. Mm.